Our today's topic is plant tissues. First, we study meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissues consist of actively dividing cells, and which is the main function is to increase in length and thickness of the plant. The primary function of meristematic cells to divide and divide again and forms a group of tissues. The basic characters of meristematic cells are they are divide again and again, form the new cells, grow, mature, their characteristics slowly change and then become differentiated as components of the region of the occurrence of meristematic tissues. In this chart, we show three types meristematic cells: apical merist, lateral and intercalary. We take it first, apical meristematic. This is found on apicage of shoots and root tips. Lateral occur in mature regions of shoots and roots. Intercalary occur between mature tissues. First, we take it apical meristem. It is present at the growing tips of stems and roots and increase in the length of stem and roots. They have from growing parts in the apicage of roots and stems. They are responsible for mainly the increase in length. This type growth known as primary growth. This meristem is responsible for the linear growth of an organ. Second type meristematic tissue is the lateral meristem. This meristem consists of cells which mainly divide in one plane and cause the organ to increase in diameter and growth. Lateral meristem usually occurs beneath the bark of tree in the form of cork cambium and vascular bundles of dicots in the form of vascular cambium. The activity result of this type of meristematic growth is generally the secondary growth. Intercalary meristem. This meristem is located in between permanent tissues. It is usually present at the base of nodes, internodes and the leaf base. The cells of meristematic tissues characters and basic features are similar in structure and function and have thin and elastic primary cell wall which is made of cellulose. They are compactly arranged without intercellular spaces between them. Each cell contains a dense cytoplasm and a prominent nucleus. Dense protoplasm of meristematic cells contains very few vacuoles. Normally the meristematic cells are oval, polygonal or rectangular in shape. Meristematic tissue cells have a large nucleus with small or no vacuoles. They have no intercellular spaces. In this diagram, we saw the positions of different type of meristems in a plant body: apical meristem, intercalary meristem, lateral meristem. Now we study permanent tissues. The meristematic tissues that take up a specific role and lose the ability to divide. This process of taking up a permanent shape, size and function known as this process is cellular differentiation. Cells of meristematic tissue differentiate to form different type of permanent tissue. There are three types of permanent tissues: simple permanent tissues, complex and special or secretory type of tissues. Again, this chart shows permanent tissue classification. We divide in two types basically. One is simple and then the complex. First we study simple. Simply divide again parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Parenchyma again divided in further types: parenchyma, erenchyma, cloenchyma, and complex are the xylem and phloem. The sclerenchyma is further divided in fibers and scalades, and cloenchyma is further divided in palisade and spongy parenchyma. Simple permanent tissues. These type of tissues are called simple because they are composed of simple type of cells and simple cells which have common origin and function. They are further classified into different types: parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, epidermis. First we took it parenchyma. Parenchyma is a Greek word from Greek word para, beside. Chyma means infilling, loose packaging of this type of meristematic tissue is from the parenchyma tissue. It is the bulk of substance in plants. It consists of relatively unspecialized cells with thin cell walls that are usually loosely packed so that large spaces between cells are found in this tissue. This tissue provides spots to plants and also stores food. In some situations, a parenchyma contains chlorophyll and performs photosynthesis, in which case it is called a chlorenchyma. In aquatic plants, large air cavities are present in parenchyma to give support to them to float on water. Such type of specialization of parenchyma is known as arenchyma. Parenchyma is the most common plant tissue. It is relatively unspecialized and makes up a substantial part of volume of a herbaceous plant and of the leaves. Flowers and the fruits of woody plants, the thin-walled parenchyma cells have large vacuoles and distinct intercellular spaces. Functions. The most important function of the parenchyma cells of roots and stem is the storage of food and water. The intercellular air spaces permit gaseous exchange. Now take it. Parenchyma is an airy tissue found in roots of plants of mainly aquatic plant, which allows gaseous exchange between the shoot and the root. It contains large air-filled cavities which provide a low resistance internal pathway for the exchange of gases such as oxygen and ethylene between the plants. The major function of parenchyma to give floating capacity to aquatic plant. Chlorenchyma is another specialized form of parenchyma. Sometimes parenchyma cells contain chloroplasts. These type of parenchyma cells are known as chlorenchyma. They perform photosynthesis in plants. Parenchyma that contains chlorophyll and perform photosynthesis in plants known as chlorenchyma. When chloroplast developed in parenchyma and gets green, this is also called chlorenchyma tissue. Collenchyma. Again, this derived from a Greek word collen, means gum, and enchyma means infusion. It is a living tissue of primary body like parenchyma. Cells are thin-walled but possess thickening of cellulose and pectin substances at the corners where number of cells join together. This tissue gives a tensile strength and mechanical support to plants. It occurs chiefly in hypodermis of stems and leaves. It is absent in monocots and in root. Collenchymatic tissue acts as a supporting tissue in stems of young plants. It provides mechanical support, elasticity, and tensile strength to the primary plant body. It helps in manufacturing sugar and storing it as starch. It is present in the margin of leaves and resists tearing effect of the wind. Sclerenchyma is also very specialized type of tissue. Again, this is derived from a Greek word where sclerens means hard and enchyma means infusion. This tissue consists of thick-walled dead cells. These cells have hard and extremely thick secondary walls. Due to uniform distribution of lignin and lignin deposition, they are so thick that the cell walls become strong, rigid, and impermeable to water. Sclerenchymatous cells are closely packed without intercellular spaces between them. Thus, they appear as hexagonal net in transverse section. These cells are cemented with the help of lamella and middle lamella. Sclerenchymatous cells mainly occur in hypodermis, pericycle, secondary xylem, and phloem. They also occur in endocarp of almond and coconut. It is made of pectin lignin protein. The cells of sclerenchymatous cells can be classified in further two types: fibers and sclerids. Fibers are long, elongated sclerenchymatous cells with pointed ends. Sclerids, sclerenchymatous cells which are short and possess extremely thick lamellated lignified walls with long singular piths. They are called sclerids. The main function of sclerenchymatous tissue is it gives support to the plant. Epidermis is the major plant part we know it. The entire surface of the plants consists of a single layer of cells called epidermis or surface tissue. The entire surface of the plant has the outer layer of epidermis, hence it is also called surface tissue. Most of the epidermal cells are relatively flat. The outer and lateral walls of the cells are often thicker than the inner walls. The cells forms a continuous sheet without intercellular spaces. It protects all parts of the plant. Next type is complex permanent tissue. The complex tissue consists of more than one type of cells which work together as a unit. Complex tissues help in the transportation of organic material, water, minerals up and down the plant. That's why it is also known as conducting and vascular tissue. The common type of complex permanent tissue are xylem, other name is wood, phloem, other name is bast. Xylem and phloem together form vascular bundles. In this chart we saw difference between xylem and phloem. First, xylem is made of generally dead cells, phloem is from living cells. Cell wall thickness, xylem cells are more thick, phloem cells are thin. Cell wall material, lignin, in phloem it's cellulose. Permeability in xylem, impermeable, in phloem permeable. Cytoplasm, less cytoplasm, living. Transports function, xylem, water and mineral. In phloem they transport food. Xylem carried to its leaves, phloem carried to growing parts and storage organ. Direction of fluids upwards, phloem may be up and down. Tissue also fibers, in phloem companion cells. This diagram shows us the conduction of different products, water, food and mineral by xylem vessel and phloem vessel. Again we study complex permanent tissues. These tissues are made up of more than one type of cells. There are two types of common complex tissues is xylem and phloem. First we take it xylem. Xylem consists of tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. The tracheids and vessels help to transport water and minerals from roots to all parts of the plant. Xylem parenchyma stores food and fibers help in support. Next is the phloem. Phloem main parts are consist of sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. The sieve tubes and companion cells transport food from leaves to all parts of the plant. Phloem parenchyma stores food and fibers, help in support. That's for all for today. Thanks.